not responding. Maybe he may join later or we'll continue. Vendor master settings, you can write down this. Vendor master settings. So it's quite simple. You can understand what is or who is the vendor, who is vendor.
There is a one who reviews the finished products for reselling purpose.
A vendor is somebody who provides us the material, and purchasing organization will be raising purchase orders which will be sent to the vendors, and vendors will be providing us the material. So in creating vendors, the way before creating materials we had material master settings, similarly here also we have few vendor master configurations that we need to do. So before that, let me give you a little bit of information about vendors. You can just make a note, then we'll start with that. You can write down this. Vendor is a person or company or organization. Vendor is a person, company, organization who supplies materials or services, materials or services to the purchasing organization, to the purchasing organization. Vendor master record, vendor master record contains vendor related information, contains vendor related information required required for an organization, required for an organization. See, now we have understood three different things. One is with respect to general information. While creating material also we had this basic data, general information. Then accounting related, like in accounting view we provide valuation class. Similarly we have purchasing related, so purchasing organization and purchase value key and so on, what we provide in material creation. Similarly in vendor also you can write down this. Vendor master record, vendor master record has the following categories. Has the following categories. First one, general data. First one is general data. What is general data?
General information.
Yeah, general data contains general information about vendors. Contains general information about vendors such as name, address, contact details, etc. So this is vendor general information, name, account, contact details. We have this in general information. This is maintained at client level. So something which is general, which is required for all, is maintained at client level. It's not with particular organization unit. It is maintained at client level so that it can be accessed. It's general data. Second, one thing you need to remember and understand, anything related to accounting part will be maintained at company code level, because company code is a unit in the organization which works while creating company code, while defining enterprise structure. We had this discussion, which works for a particular business where you need to have the transactions and balance sheet for that company code level. So accounting is maintained at company code level. You can just remember that as a concept under SAP. So second, accounting data. First we have written general data, second accounting data. Accounting data includes financial accounting data includes financial information of the vendor such as bank details, payment methods, tax information, bank details, payment methods, tax information, etc. So these are maintained at company code level. Next is purchasing data. This includes purchasing information such as terms, date, location of delivery, location of delivery, where the goods are to be delivered, to which point. So that is the location of delivery. These are maintained at purchasing department of the organization. So I have given you three different categories, and the data maintained at three different levels. Well, let us see the configuration and also the reflection of all these. We'll start with this. You can write down vendor master configuration or settings. Vendor master configuration or settings. Write down this path, SPRO. Hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, SPRO.
Okay.
Screen.
You know, Venkat was about to join. I was supposed to. I just gave him a call, but okay. SPRO IMG. Write down this path. SPRO IMG. Financial accounting new. Financial accounting new. Accounts receivable and accounts payable. Accounts receivable and accounts payable. Vendor accounts. Vendor accounts. Master data. Master data. Preparations for creating vendor master data. Preparations for creating vendor master data. Under that, define account groups with screen layout vendors. I repeat, SPRO IMG, financial accounting new, accounts receivable and accounts payable, vendor accounts, master data, preparations for creating vendor master data, define account groups with screen layout. So what are we doing here? We are trying to create a group, account group, and whatever vendors we are going to create later, all those vendors will be taken under this particular account group. So we are creating a account group. We'll create a number range and assign that to this group. So path remains same until here. The following steps would be, as you can see, create number ranges for vendor accounts and assign number ranges for vendor accounts. These are following steps. As of now, it is define account groups with screen layout vendors. Have written this?
Yeah, done, sir.
I'll proceed. So in this, again, new entries position, you know the screen by now. If you have to create something new, click on new entries. So new entries, account group, ours is PTPL, right? So I'll just name it as PTVG, which means PTPL vendor account group. PTPL vendor account group. So you have this one time account, meaning if I check this box, then this account is used only for one time. So I don't want to do that. And as you can see here, field status, general data, company code, and purchasing. We just had discussion before entering into this configuration part, general company code and purchasing related. You have written that, you can refer back. So PTVG, PTPL vendor account group. I'll save this. So data is saved. PTVG, PTPL vendor account group is created. We'll come back. So after that, path is same until here. You can write down. Second step, to define number ranges for vendor account groups. To define number ranges for vendor account groups. SPRO IMG financial accounting new. SPRO IMG financial accounting new. Under that, accounts receivable, accounts payable, vendor accounts, accounts receivable, accounts payable, vendor accounts, preparations for creating vendor master data, preparations for creating vendor master data, create number ranges for vendor accounts. As you can see, create number ranges for vendor accounts. I'll proceed. Now in this, I have click on intervals. You can write down the T code for this path. It is XKN1. XKN1.
X. Yeah.
Click on intervals maintain. We have so many number ranges already here. See, I'll go here to insert line. Observe this. This is to insert, this is to delete, this is select, unselect. So I'll go to this insert line. Hit insert. Now among this, I have to just check what all are already predefined so that without overlapping, I can define a new one. I would like to observe what is the maximum range that is already defined. So I'll take something beyond that, so system will accept it. As you can see, 999 followed by zeros and last number is 100. So this is the biggest range I think which is defined here among them. So I'll go with this. I'll name this as PV. I'm just naming the range as PV. Having this in the mind, PTPL, vendor number range. That's what I mean by PV. I'm just having that in mind. So I'll go with 4 nines followed by zeros. Okay, I'm taking a range of 100 numbers. Definitely, I will not create 100 vendors. And this is even in real time also. As a consultant, you will be creating only few, 3, 4. That too for testing purpose. You are not going to create huge number of vendors as well. And you can see ext last column, which is external. Now I had already explained you. I have already explained what is external numbering, what is internal numbering. If you allow system to generate a number while creating any document, it is internal. If you are providing the name, it becomes external. So I would like to allow system. I'm not checking this box. If I check this box, then this range is taken under external. I'll save this. System says I need to transport it manually. You can observe that. Okay, we'll transport it. I'll go to interval. So ranges, transport. I have to come back to the previous screen. Ranges, transport. Say yes. So it is generating customizing request. So second step is done. Third is to assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Right now, assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Path, SPRO, IMG, financial accounting new. Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. For that, I am telling you the path. SPRO, IMG, financial accounting new. SPRO, IMG, financial accounting new. Accounts receivable and accounts payable. Accounts receivable, accounts payable. Vendor accounts. Vendor accounts. Master data. Master data. Preparations for creating vendor master data. Preparations for creating vendor master data. Under that, assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. So until preparations for creating, it is same. First step, we defined account group. Second step, we created number range. Third step, we are assigning. I'll proceed. So in this, I have to click on position. In this step, I'll click on position. So what is my account group?
T code. Sir, any T code?
No, it's SPRO. For few things, it will just show SPRO. What is the account group that I created? PTVG.
PTVG.
Yeah, PTVG. And number range?
Uh, 4 9
PV.
3 names followed by zeros.
No, that's PV, right? I named it as PV.
That side you named it at PV.
Yes. That range I
That's
have named
easy.
it as PV, as you can see here.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking that down. So for this group, PV is the number range. I am just defining and assigning it. Hope you understood. PTVG is a group. PV has
Yeah.
a number range, and the name of that number range is PV, which is assigned to this group. Getting? Shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enter and save. So this is done. So these are the 3 steps that we need to do before proceeding with the creation of vendors. I will look into how to create vendors. Write down this vendor master creation. Vendor master creation. Write down the path. Now, until now we were into SPRO. Now we are into SAP menu. SAP menu logistics. SAP menu logistics. Materials management. Purchasing. Logistics, materials management, purchasing. Under purchasing, master data. Under master data, vendor. Under vendor, it is central. Write down these T codes: XK01 create, 02 change, 03 display, 04 changes, 06 flag for deletion, and 07 account group change. You can write down these T codes. Written?
Yeah.
I'll go with this XK01 create. See, this cell, I leave it blank so that system will generate the number. We have assigned a number range already. System should generate. Now, company code, purchasing organization, account group. These 3 things I need to provide. Before that, let me also tell you 2 more things. See, this is central creation. I told you that we have 3 different categories, that is accounting data and purchasing data, general data. You can write down near accounting data, you can just write these T codes. Now you observe here we have vendor, company code, and purchasing organization, all 3. I'll tell you 2 more T codes which are specific to accounting and purchasing respectively, which is not generally done. You can write down this FK01. FK01. So in FK01, what is the observation that you can make? You have company code per accounting. What is that which is missing?
Purchase.
Purchasing. Correct.
Yeah.
One more is MK01. Now you observe in the same screen I'm taking other T codes. So what is missing here? Can you see you are getting purchasing organization account group under MK01. Under FK01, you get company code account group.
Company code.
Under MK01, you get purchasing account group. But what we do is general XK01. We have all three. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Hope
Yeah,
you understood this.
yeah,
Understood.
Then I'll proceed. Company code PTPL, purchasing organization PTPO, accounting group PTVG. So I provided this. I need to give company code, purchasing organization, accounting group. These three fields. Enter. Well, this is again to create the address. I'll just proceed with this PTPL. I'm just naming like this vendor 1. You can have it as ABC Company Limited, any vendors. So I'll just go with these fields: region 10, country code India, and language being English. I am just naming the vendor like this, vendor 1. I'll proceed. Now, as you can see, this is create vendor into tax categories. You can just write down this tax categories. We are going to skip this. We will not provide much information here because we don't know under which category this is to be provided by the vendor. So in the first field, I just name tax categories. We are skipping that. This is required payment transactions. Now in this, to which account are we supposed to pay? The vendor bank details to be provided here. Vendor bank details. I am taking country code India, bank SBI, with some account number, and I have just given account holder as ABC. Make a note. Country IN, bank key SBI, some account number with account holder as ABC. Enter. So next is about contact persons. Can again just take it as ABC, contact persons details. Next is accounting information. Accounting information. This is very important. You have this accounting information reconciliation account. Make a note of few accounts here. See, 1,60,000 trade payables domestic. Make a note. This is general ledger account which will be created by finance. As you can see, GL account, general ledger account. Trade payables domestic, 1,60,000. If it is foreign, 1,61,000. Trade payables foreign, 1,61,000. Make a note. This is created by finance people. We'll just gather the account number. That's all. I'll provide a few more account details once we complete creating this. Make a note of it. Domestic, foreign. So I'll go with this 1,60,000. And one more field that we need to enter here is cash management group. Cash management group. This A1. As you can see, this is for domestic. Cash management group A1 domestic. So while creating vendor accounting information, we need to provide reconciliation account and cash management group 1,60,000 and A1, that is for domestic. Have you written this?
yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Next is about payment transactions, how payment to be done. So payment terms, under payment terms. So we have this payable immediately due net. This is generally an understanding between organization and vendor, when to pay, how much discount, or what will be extra charges if it is paid late, and so on. When to pay. Generally, we go with this payable immediately due net. payable immediately due net 0001. Payable immediately due net. Make a note. Payable immediately due net, which is like cash on delivery immediately due net.
Yeah. Correct.
Proceed. Dunning procedure. This is corresponding address where to provide the material, where to receive. So mostly this is with customers. In fact, as of now, we are leaving tax categories and Dunning procedure. These two blank. We are not entering anything. I'll skip this. This is important. Purchasing data. Purchasing data view is important. Here I need to provide order currency, which is INR, Indian rupees. Payment terms I retain same 0001. Now what is this Incoterms? See, for few materials, we need to provide cost as well as freight. Incoterms are again terms, conditions that we are going to agree to receive the materials. See, we are paying for cost as well as freight, transportation charge. Few things we need to insure also. For few goods, we are supposed to pay insurance as well. COD, you know by now, cash on delivery, where we are not paying for freight or insurance, and so on. There are many other things. As of now, I'll take CFR, costs and freight. Costs and freight. This is in purchasing data. Order currency, terms of payment, CFR, cost and freight. Enter. Then I am not defining any partner functions. No partner functions, meaning no partners to that vendor. I'll give some information about that a bit later. Say yes. As you can see, from among the number range that we have defined, it has taken first number and we have defined and created one vendor. So to proceed further, I need 6 to 8 vendors and similarly 6 to 8 materials so that we can start with the actual process. As of now, what we have done is we have configured for what is required to create material and vendor. We have created materials and vendors. So similarly, on same lines, we need to create few more vendors and materials so that I can take on from there. And as discussed, let us join uh, on alternate days. So you have some time today, tomorrow, you can just practice on that and let us try to connect by 7 so that we'll have comfortable time to discuss and conclude. So I would like to end here. We'll meet. I'll share this recording later. You can just look into this and carry on. Thank you.